Hi, and welcome to episode 1 of Canutillo Convos. Right. This is the Canutillo Independent School District podcast. We're excited to launch this new avenue for us to reach our community and to make sure that our community has all the information they need to stay up to date, to learn all the exciting things that are happening in Canutillo. And we're going to be doing this on a permanent basis and uploading it to our website and social media to really share with the communities the exciting things happening in CISD. First of all, I'm Gustavo Reveles. I'm the Director of Communications for CISD, and we have our esteemed leader and fearless leader, our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Pedro Galaviz.
Who? Who's that guy?
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
So I'm gonna go around and let everyone introduce themselves. We'll start over here.
Hello, everyone. It's great to talk to you today. I'm Debra Kerney. I'm the Associate Superintendent. I'm just excited to welcome you all back to school, and it's going to be a great year.
I am Christina Rodriguez, and I'm the Communications Specialist for CISD, and I, too, am looking forward to a very exciting year.
And an Elvis Presley follower.
An enthusiast.
Hello, Canutillo community. I'm Senior Officer Jose Kluge. Welcome back to school on your first day on August 1st.
AKA the Klugester.
The Klugester. Well, and Officer Kluge is here today to talk about something that's top of mind for a lot of our families and a lot of our students, safety and security. We're kicking off the school year, and we know that as we open up schools, we're excited to welcome kids back. We're excited to welcome teachers back. But given the state of the world and the state of the United States, safety and security in schools is something that we're all concerned about. Dr. Galaviz, what do you think is needs to get done in schools in order to feel, to get parents to feel that their kids are safe in our schools?
First of all, I think one is, again, rest in peace to Uvalde, the 19 babies and the 2 teachers that are not going to have a new school year. So your thoughts and all the family, Uvalde community, Uvalde United, we're with you. But that's a great question because that's a feeling, right? And a lot of it is dealing with that culture of compliance, making sure all doors are locked. Those visitors, making sure everybody's checked at the front office, right? Our exits, when people go into a school, we all have to be vigilant for our kids, not only for our kids, but for each other. Because again, when kids don't go home, when staff don't go home, it's a bad day in public school. So again, we have the Klugester, our officer here. We've been working all summer together, training, doing active shooting. We're ready to go. We have a very experienced officer staff with over 20. You have 20 years?
24 now.
24 years with the Sheriff's Department, and we have Officer Lugo, our doggy, our puppy, and again, we're ready to go. Tell me, Officer the Klugester, what have we been doing?
Well, yeah, thank you, Dr. Galaviz, and I want to echo what you said. Uvalde community, our hearts go out to them and to your community and everything that you all went through. We're very sorry about that, but we've been doing a lot of things prior to Uvalde that are mandated now after Uvalde. Door checks, most important thing. That's something you said. We got to make sure our doors are closed. We got to make sure our people inside our buildings are safe. We've been doing training, active shooter training, real life scenario stuff with simulations, commands, cars with the dog, with other law enforcement personnel as well. We just got to be out there and be safe, but we're all in the same boat. It's not just the police department, the safety and security department. It's all staff, it's all parents, it's all students, everybody. We're all in the same boat, and the boat is our district. We all need to be on it.
Yeah, it's about prioritizing life. Again, these lives. And Christina, you're a parent. You got 3.
Yep.
Right?
Well, I have 4 total. 3.
4 total. You got 3 in the school.
Yep.
What's your angst about coming back to school or your kids as a parent?
Well, for me, it's always I live by faith, not fear. So I never really want to instill in my kids that feeling of fear. But for me, deep down inside, I do have that concern always, especially with Uvalde and the young kids. Whenever a situation happens with the young elementary kids, that kind of hits me harder than it does, the tragic shootings at the high school level. But when it's elementary schools, that kind of just makes my heart hurt just a little bit more. And so I always feel like my kids are safe here in school. I never have had the feeling when they were in any of the Canutillo schools that they were ever unsafe. I always see the officers there at campus, and that puts me at ease. At home, I also, with this world being the way it is and this being something very real and a concern that we have to address at home, we go through the scenarios. If this were ever happen in school, do this, and not to make them live in fear, but just so that nothing is a surprise to them. And they see the news and they know what's going on, and it's just something very real that we have to live with nowadays as being part of going to school. Always having to be aware, alert. If I always tell them, if you see something, say something. If your friends, classmates are saying something, it doesn't matter if you think they're just kidding or, just trying to put on a show for whatever, for attention. You need to say something. And so we live by that. I always tell them to be alert, be vigilant, but never be afraid.
And Christina, that brings a great point. I was having a conversation with one of our counselors this week for an interview that I did with media on coping mechanisms for students as they come back, knowing full well that they're aware of safety and security and the issues that are ahead of them. And she was telling me that parents should have frank conversations with their children. That they need to be age appropriate. They need to be conversations about following orders from officers and teachers when emergencies come, and getting them ready to obey procedures, but also making them feel comfortable. Knowing that despite everything that they may see in the news, schools remain among the safest places for children in our community. We are working hard to make sure that schools are safe and secure for employees and for students. And Officer Kluge and his team are very visible. They've been staying up to date on the latest training to make sure they can respond to an event that hopefully will never come. But if it does, they'll be ready. And I think Dr. Galaviz, people will be maybe even surprised to see the level of technology that we have in our dispatch center to really monitor the activities happening on our campuses and the level of response that we're ready to deploy if anything were to come. Do you want to talk a little bit about the investment that the school district has made in that?
We're about $450,000.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
About $450,000. We upgraded our access points. Our what's the thing? They check the badges and all that.
The card readers coming in.
Card readers coming in, making sure they're all up to date. Our monitors. We have, as you mentioned, dispatch. We have our own 911 center, so people can call if they see something, say something. So again, it's an investment, but it's an investment in our kids, and that should never be second.
Right.
Because the kids can't learn if they don't feel safe. The kids can't learn if their parents don't think that they're safe in our schools. So investment in our future, investment in all our babies.
And I think it's an important time right now to tell parents to expect a little bit of a wait as they're wanting to come into the school now. We have a new system of letting visitors into our schools that requires them to go through obviously the front door, and requires them to go through a system where they're going to be bussed in, and their ID is going to be checked and run through a system to make sure that we're not letting any sex offenders or criminals into our schools. This is a system that takes a little bit of time, but we feel it's a good investment of time in order to secure our schools. And Officer Kluge, you want to talk a little bit about how we've been training our officers on making sure that, and our front office staff and teachers to make sure that they're aware of what the rules are, what the procedures are, and how to react.
Yes, and I also want to touch really quick on something that you said. It's going to take you a little bit more time to get into the school, but that's okay. You have two options. Do you want to be safe, or do you want to be inconvenienced another 2 minutes? Okay. We've been doing the training throughout the district. We've been very busy this past 2 weeks, training after training after training on our SRP protocols. And I tell them, one of the things I tell them is, look at it this way. Now when you fly anywhere, you have to go through TSA. You have to basically get naked and go through the counter, which is okay. You got to take off your phone, belt, everything except your top and your pants, right? Shoes, socks, everything comes off. But guess what? We're safe again. And we get on the plane and we're safe. It's not going to be another instance where a whole plane is in danger. So give us that, extra 2 minutes. Ring the buzzer when you come in. The lady at the front desk or the person at the front desk is going to ask you for your ID. You show your ID to the computer monitor. She's going to ask you your business, and then she's going to direct you to the front office. They're going to give you a pass that you place on your chest, and you go about your business. You're cleared. You're safe. You're a safe parent. You're a safe person to be on our campus. Our kids in that campus are going to be safe because of the system, and that should give everybody a good feeling that we're going in that route.
Great. And we want to remind people that the phone number for dispatch is something that is available to them. They can call, and that number is 915-877-6650. 915-877-6650. That's a number you can call to reach our dispatch if anything's going on CISD properties. We're talking this very serious topic, but ultimately we're very, very excited to kick off the school year. And Dr. Kerney, you're here to talk a little bit about what's new and what's great here in CISD. We're excited because we kind of closed out last school year by being named by HEB as the best small school district in Texas. All right. That's an honor. I mean, they're honoring us. They don't even have HEBs here, and they're giving us that honor. That means great stuff's happening here in Canutillo.
Right, and so we're just very excited about all of our programs that we have, but this year we're really excited about our advanced English pathway that's starting at our middle schools. I think that one of the things that really makes a difference between us and other districts is the way we really focus on advanced academics. So we start at the young ages, and we make sure that our students are focused on college and career readiness. We think that college and career readiness really begins at even kindergarten. So as our students advance throughout their school years, they have a lot of programs to look forward to. We have our STEAM Academy, we have our Medical Magnet program, and pretty soon we're going to be launching our P-Tech programs. We want to already let parents know about that. And so it's just a great place to be, and that's the reason why we've been awarded that
Dr.
amazing
Kerney,
award.
when we look at, because we took algebra to middle school, so they can take their algebra. Now we're going to take English. What does that do for a kid in the high school? What is that, like, why? I guess the big why. Why are we pushing
Right.
those?
So that's a very good question. So when students start taking those classes at the middle school level, that opens up opportunities for them to take additional courses or other courses at the high school level, so that they're already college ready. They don't have to worry about that later on, and they have more opportunities. So when we have students take courses such as algebra at the early ages, we are pretty much ensuring that those students are going to go to college. So that's research shows that students who are successful in algebra and get that out of the way early, there's a correlation between that and them going to college. So that's one of the other reasons why we want to make sure that as many students as possible take advantage of that. Our students were very successful with that program this past year. Our STAR scores showed it. The students knocked it out of the park. Even though we were in a COVID year, coming out of COVID, we did have some concerns, could students be successful still in these programs despite the challenges? And absolutely they were. So even though parents might go in with some concerns, can my child be successful? I just want to answer you, yes, they can. We're going to provide the supports that they need to make sure that they're successful and they're going to benefit from it lifelong.
And Dr. Galaviz, we're also, you in an interview earlier today, you sort of gave us a little preview that we're looking at Montessori.
Montessori.
I know.
Montessori.
So that's an exciting new thing. I think we're ahead of the game here, and we might be launching this even as early as this school year.
We're about
that close.
You can't see it, but we're close.
We're right close. I mean, we're taking a gamble here and making this announcement, but it's interesting because this is another option and another avenue for parents in our community to take in order to really reach their children's academic goals.
I don't hear Montessori. Again, blessed, we learned from a Montessori school here on the west side. It's just awesome. It's just a learning environment. And again, school's about choice. I keep saying school's about choice. These ISDs that want to fight with charters and want to sit there and play victim. And you know what? School's choice. And if you want parents to come to your school, then you know what? You got to step up. You got to step up and provide different opportunities of learning. No longer is it, I have to go to the school right down the road. No. If I can take my kid to the east side and go to school, then hey, so be it. And I don't care what school our kids go to, as long as they come out a healthy, happy, a good human being that can add to the world, that's all that matters. I'm not here to compare with the other ISDs. I don't really care. I wish them all the best. I want them to be successful. But it's about choice, about offering different programs. Again, Dr. Kerney mentioned the Medical Academy, the STEAM Academy, robotics, bringing that. If school were a business, we would be out of work. We'd be like Blockbuster and Toys R Us. We really would be, right? Right. So we can't keep teaching these landline decisions, these landline strategies with these Wi-Fi kids. It's a different world.
Yeah.
You mentioned we're the best. We're the best because the best always tries to change to get better.
And it's exciting. I'm looking forward to being able to communicate to the community here more about this program as soon as we're
really close.
We're that close,
Boom.
right? And the option of giving a public Montessori option to the community is going to be tremendous, and I'm looking forward to that. And it's another sign of the innovation that's happening here in Canutillo. And I can't wait to do that.
We're like instead of the Cowboys are always like 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10. Unlike the Green Bay Packers, we're always like 2nd and 1, 3rd and a half. Well, we usually probably like first down.
Unless we're playing the Washington Commanders.
The Commanders, which are usually like 2nd and 15. but we're like 2nd and 1.
Okay.
We're 2nd and 1. We're
Well, and when we're talking to options and when we're talking about moving forward in innovation, we're also talking about where the district is going, right? It's in the future of the district. We had a interesting conversation earlier this week with demographers showing how Canutillo is growing, and they showed some interesting numbers that indicate that in the entire County of El Paso, there's only 2 school districts that show growth in student enrollment. Socorro being one of them. That's been their case for many, many years, for decades now, really. And the other one is Canutillo ISD. Every other school district is seeing declining enrollment, but our 2 school districts are not only seeing increases, but have given home construction the potential for tremendous growth. So that affords us an opportunity really to create even more innovative programs and more opportunities for even more students here in El Paso County. How do you think, Dr. Galaviz, that's going to pan out for us as we move forward with knowing these plans?
Well, if anyone drives to the west side, you see all that construction, everybody been stuck in traffic, right? That's going on, closed at night, closing highways when they come back from the gym after running, 30 miles, 500 pounds, doing some police officer workouts. But or Superman workouts,
Oh, yeah.
or Thor. No, but we're growing. We're a growing district, you know. And if you don't grow, like I said, like Blockbuster, if you don't grow with the times is going to grow you.
Right.
So we have an opportunity. We have a choice, right? And we're about safety, right? We're about safety. We're about equity. We're about programming and growth. And that's what we're about. And if you don't, then again, these are our kids.
Right.
These are our future.
You know, and it's no secret. We had a special school board meeting earlier this week, and it's no secret that we are contemplating a bond election, and we've been working with figures and working with our stakeholders to, you know, sort of learn from the defeat of the bond in the last fall, to see what lessons are learned, what issues we need to address to move forward. We know that our facilities are in dire need of upgrades. We know that our facilities, our growth rather, needs to be addressed, that our programming needs to be addressed. What do you want to tell the community about this potential for a new bond election?
Well, Gus, you were with me when we heard, 2 out of 10? What was that?
So the numbers show from the last bond election that only 2 out of 10 voters that participated in the last Canutillo ISD bond election in 2021 were either parents or employees of the school district that were eligible to vote. So that means that 8 out of 10 voters were taxpayers in the district and viable and important members of our community, but have really no direct connection to our schools.
So, and as you know, Canutillo Heights hammered me the next day, someone at the board meeting, put me on blast saying, I said no skin in the game. And I said it. But Gus, what should I have said? Because you're my PIO, I should have said that. What should I have said?
You should have. They have a different role in our community.
Different role.
They have a different role. You know, we definitely know that that our, you know, we value our taxpayers. Because of them, we are able to afford the opportunities we provide students. And you know, we value their contributions, but definitely our teachers and our students and our parents. These are the people that directly work with us every day. They know our situation. They work with us, and we're relying on that community to be aware and to be engaged. We want them to be informed, so that when they head to the polls, when it's time to make a decision, that they're informed. That they make a decision based on what's best for their families. We want them to make a decision what's best for the families. Either it's support or not, that they make that decision. But we want people to be informed, be proactive, be engaged. That's our goal here.
We want you to vote.
Yes, basically,
right? You said it. You're saying it so long. And politically, I don't.
Are you calling me verbose? Is that what you're calling?
I just want you to vote. This is our time. This is our future. And if you don't take that active participation in the stake of our kids, our most precious resource on this planet, then why are you here? And I don't know how to say that your way. But that's why when I say no skin in the game, I didn't, you have taxes. But, better facilities, our kids are still performing at a high rate, even though all our roofs are leaking.
Yeah.
Right? We have 25 years and older. That's 1997. That's one of our youngest buildings.
And I think that's critical to say here. Like they're performing at this level. And Dr. Kerney just talked about all the great things happening in our classrooms. And they're performing at this level in spite of the challenges that we have facilities-wise, And I'm imagining the opportunities for the school district if we have facilities that match the talent and match the instruction happening in our classrooms. I mean, it's just boundless. It's really the potential that can come from that. is astronomical. And I think our community and historic Canutillo that have been with us since the beginning in the 50s and 60s, to those new people moving into Cimarron and Enchanted Hills and Canutillo Heights, they deserve this. They deserve this. We want to continue to be the best small school district in Texas. And that's going to take investment on behalf of everyone here,
This isn't my area, but am I hearing not to knock TxDOT, but am I hearing a TxDOT situation where they build this beautiful 2-lane road and 3-4 months down the road it's bottleneck because they should have done 3 lanes or 4 lanes instead of just 2?
Yep.
Are we growing and we're bottlenecking ourselves? Should we plan for the growth instead of bottleneck ourselves? Or
well, there is a plan, right? I mean, the school district has a very up-to-date facilities plan that show us, given all the information we have about growth, where we need to be as far as growth is. It also shows us where our facilities are and the cost of it. So we need to make sure that our facilities match the projections that we know are coming for student growth.
I see that, and I know Bruno Vasquez has plans. I know Dr. G's leadership is great, and I'm fully confident that their plans are coming. I'm talking about the voters. Are they bottlenecking themselves and TxDOTing us? And I don't want to again say bad stuff about TxDOT, but are we slowing ourselves down?
Shout out to Sedes and TxDOT.
I see what you mean. I think. Ultimately, yes. I think what you mean, officer, is given the reality of our situation, we know that we certainly got the message last November. We got the message from the community, and we need to work with that message, make corrections, address those issues, and then come back and ask again, because the need remains. The need, just because people voted no, doesn't mean that the need went away.
It's like a house, right? You have a house, we all have a house, whatever, right? 25 years. Still got to replace the roof. Still got HVAC. You still got flooring. You still got outside. You still got windows. Still, there's of a house. You still have the what am I trying to say, Dr. Kerney?
The maintenance.
Maintenance of a house. Yeah.
Maintenance.
Maintenance. You still got to keep it up.
Yeah.
It's just like your car. You got to change the oil. You got to change that. Our facilities. We got it. Our poor CTE teachers doing the health. 3 programs in one classroom. A classroom that was designed to teach traditional English, traditional math, not to do a laboratory. Mr. Gomez, Mr. Acosta do robotics and engineering. It's a classroom, but again, he has his 3D printers, Mr. Acosta. And so, why don't our kids deserve it?
I want to say something really quick. I had the opportunity to visit our band room, I think yesterday or the day before. And, I had seen or toured other campuses and other districts, and I had been able to see the phenomenal facilities that those schools have in those districts. And when I came and visited ours, I felt sad for our kids. We have phenomenal teachers that are winning awards with the programs that our kids are doing, but they do not have the facilities that they need for the students to even grow the programs. The facilities are small. They're using the practice rooms where students should be practicing for their competitions. They're using those for storage in some cases. It's just really small. And so our students deserve better. That's our theme this year. Kids deserve it. We really do believe in our kids, and we hope that you do too. We don't want to say no to our kids. We want to say yes to our kids.
Right.
So in that vein, coming at you as Mama Bear, I always want the best for my kids. And I think here in this district, they've thrived academically. And I just look forward to the day where our facilities match the programming and the opportunities that they have academically to grow and prosper in that way. So that's going to be a very happy day for me when the facilities match the opportunities.
Hey, don't you want little Miss Ava Garcia in 3rd grade?
3rd grade? She's in the 3rd grade on Monday.
Yeah, 3rd grade Monday, to walk into a brand new middle school?
I do.
mean, brand new, somewhere where we're proposing, or, build CMS
Yeah.
with the latest,
And I'm gonna be frank. When I first moved over
it's
here,
Frank.
well, I don't know. Let's see. When I first moved over here, I was Socorro District for a long time. My
Yeah.
kids were in Socorro. When I
We
moved
don't
down
name
here,
other districts.
the other district far east. So when we were there for a while, and then when I moved over here to the Canutillo area, and we were doing kind of like the drive-bys of like where the kids would be going to school, and so we passed by Garcia, and I was like, oh, this is a very nice school. I think it's gonna go great. And then we passed by one of the other middle schools, and I was kind of hesitant. And I was going solely by my vain outside perceptions.
Curb appeal.
Yeah, curb appeal. And
Curb appeal.
me, I was like, eh. And I have been pleasantly surprised at how great the kids are doing academically. Like, they're thriving in this district. They're great. My high school student is in the top 10% of her class. My son is excited about the advanced mathematics he's going to be able to take advantage of now that he's in middle school. And then, Ava's just Ava,
The little star.
the little star. But yeah, I'm just really looking forward to that day.
And that's crazy, because that's at Northwest, one of our best high schools in the state. Blue Ribbon School. And they're portables. Portables where we need floors and windows, and it's not brick and mortar. I know I reached out to Dr. Sanata and BBCC about maybe us to work something out, because again, these kids are in portables and Bordecitos. And they got to our trustees, our board, who went there and put a cafeteria on that school, because these kids used to eat outside, Gus, right? You were there when it was first built.
Yes.
With the wind and the elements, and our board took it upon themselves and said, no, these kids, yes, it's on EPCC land, but they need somewhere to eat and somewhere to celebrate. And so we built that. So again, we just need to come together. It's for our kids.
Well, we're going to be talking a lot more about potential bond election coming up, and we'll have tons of information to share. This is coming up for consideration by the Board of Trustees. So we'll be issuing more information. We'll be if it comes to fruition and we call it a bond election, we'll be
I just want to
knocking
say,
on doors.
Reminds me of Diana Ross, like, reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make
And on
this
that
world a better
note-
place.
On
If
that-
you can.
I don't know that one.
You don't know that one? Oh,
Because she's 12 years old.
12 years old.
So on that note, I want to thank everyone for listening to the first episode of Canutillo Convos here, and our attempt at joining the podcast world. And I think it went great. We're going to have a lot more conversations.
Thank you, Adam, for the idea.
Oh, that's
Push.
right. It was,
Adam, welcome.
Adam Welcome was our
What a name, welcome.
I know.
I
It's
like
great.
that, welcome.
So thanks for listening, and have a great first day of school on Monday.
Go
See you
get it.
guys then.
Yeah.
That's your vibe.
Do it.